really sure where this is going to lead. It's been a long time for me. But as long as you're willing to put in the effort, and we do this together, then I'll keep an open mind. Okay? I'm out of shape. I got a dog in one hand and a camera in the other.
Gonna spend the rest of our life. Gonna spend the rest of our life.
You're dragging my fat ass. Look at that. Look at that. Good job. This is the first time that I've ever been up here with something with a heartbeat besides my own. This is Zach's dog. He's had him for a little while now. He's got a bit of an anxiety disorder. Just me, of course. He's not the brightest bulb, but he's a good dog. And so far I've tested him around kids, and he's pretty good. I'm now working with this group called Hero Pups. They got a few events coming up. I'll be posting about them shortly, but I figured to celebrate something as cool as that, I'm going to be spending a lot of the day with this guy right here. Just kind of chilling out, walking around the neighborhood. Let's face it, it's easy content. Huh? Is that right? You're right. Come on. In case you didn't catch the news, my favorite Bond died this week.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is that?
That's my little octopusy.
He was 89. He had cancer. He lived a good life. And in many people's opinions, he wasn't the best Bond. Without a doubt, he was my favorite Bond, though. The great thing about Roger Moore is he didn't take the character too seriously. After like the first or second movie he was in, he played it very lighthearted. He was very charming. He just was a really enjoyable Bond. He was silly. He was fun. But you didn't push him around. I mean, this is the same Bond who kicked a car off a cliff.
You left this with Ferrara, I believe.
He was in the most Bond films of all time. He did stay one film too long, but in my opinion, he's my favorite. In my opinion, he's the most charming Bond out of all of them. A lot of people say Sean Connery, a lot of people say Daniel Craig, and they are totally, ooh, easy dog. They're entitled to their opinion, totally, because those are all great Bonds. Sean Connery was a really good Bond. He was a strong Bond. He was an arrogant Bond. Pierce Brosnan was an all-around excellent Bond. Daniel Craig, fantastic Bond. And I grew up with Pierce Brosnan as my Bond. But Roger Moore, just something about him. And for some reason, Moonraker, I mean, even though the whole movie took place, half the movie took place in space, for some reason, hey, it was nothing if not entertaining. And that's what I'm looking for out of my Bond movies, pure entertainment. No exception. So, I salute you, Roger Moore. You were the best, at least in my opinion.
You slept well?
A little restless, but I got off eventually.
been in there.
Too bad.
I know. I've always walked by.
20 years.
I've just always been. I've always been walking by, and I've always been been getting ready for a fitness show, and I've never walked in. I gotta come in sometime.
Another time.
I will.
Thank you for the info.
Of course, sir. It's fun driving one. I hope you do too.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, man. Lala's Pastries. Name of one of my ex-fiance. I'll edit that part out. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Pour one out for my homies. Finesse closed? That sucks. Keep seeing them on Instagram. Call last night with John Morton and Laura Barker. With that, they're smart people, and I'm glad I put myself in their vicinity so I can, pick their brain a little bit and hopefully come up with some good concepts of my own as I continue to build this little world of mine that's been very, very stressful as of late. But that's fine. Everything's come together so quickly, and I think it's a good problem to have. So I look forward to working with them as quickly as I can. But I have to do some. This week is very important for me. I have a lot of video work that I have to get done. What are you, a stripper? 2 feet on the floor and your ass in my lap? Get out of here. It's been a long week. Viewership on the site is the highest it's ever been. Comments and questions, suggestions, inquiries at the highest they've ever been. I've never been in territory. Chill out. I've never been in territory like this before in my entire life. I'm not sure what direction to go in. Basically, I feel like I'm going in all directions, which is not a good thing. Between the posing music and the video work and all that other stuff. If you haven't read the new article, there is one available at positivesarcasm.com. It's right on the front page, or you can go over to the. You can go see it, and it's in the article archive as well. I'm not going to explain it to you in the video. I wrote it. It's how I felt. I stand by it. Simple as that. I'm glad to get that one off my chest so I can move on to the next one. I have some thoughts in mind for the next article. I'm just not sure where to pander it. Basically, I was writing an article. I talked about in the last couple of vlogs how I was going to write an article to DC, but it just wasn't looking good. I felt like I was pandering. It didn't feel right. So I scrapped the entire article after the events in Manchester, England, and I wrote a brand new one. And I feel better with the one I just wrote. It's way more honest. I like this one and I appreciate it, and it has forever changed. That incident, that little girl has forever changed my opinion. So going forward, every YouTube vlog going forward until the end of this year will have a Safi tribute. Safi is the little girl, the 8-year-old that was killed in the Manchester bombing during the Ariana Grande concert. So I will put a for Safi at the end of every single vlog, or at least try to remember to, until the end of this year, because there's going to be so many news stories up until the end of this year. There's going to be so many other things that are going to be distracting people and eventually there'll be another incident, there'll be another death, there'll be another vigil, and there'll be another this, and there'll be another that, and basically 2 weeks from now, little Safi will be forgotten about. Not with me. So I will make an effort every single vlog. At the end of it, I will put a for Safi on there. That's how I feel. She changed my opinion, and I've never met her before. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. Anybody who's worked with me or supported my website and all the other stuff that I'm doing. I have some PB and Joey stuff I'm working on coming up in late July, early August. There might be a contest right around the corner. So stay tuned. The only people who aren't eligible, of course, are collaborators of the website. I am tired as I got a lot of work I have to get done tonight, and that's perfectly cool with me. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go grill some food. You keep moving, and I'm going to grill you.
Cheers. Boop.